What's up, Taylor?
What's going on, man?
Doing good. Man, so the NFL Combine is tomorrow. Obviously, today and yesterday they kind of got some measurements. Bryce Young, I think we made a bet. I think you said it was he was coming in at 6 foot guaranteed. It's 5'10" and a half, man.
That wasn't the bet that we made.
I think so.
No, the bet that we made that he wasn't going. No, the bet that was made was Justin Fields was going to get traded during the draft.
He did on my Madden, so.
Yeah, I didn't. I made no bet about no man's height.
So speaking of his height, Todd McShay said I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Now that he's officially 5'10" and a half, I think that's stupid. I think he's still the consensus best quarterback in this draft, but it does concern me. I'm not gonna lie that he is a little on the smaller side because he's still lean. And I know he took some big hits in the SEC, but it's just a concern. Now, will he slide? No. He's not going to slide because of it. He's still going to go, top quarterback in the draft. And there's no...
I mean, he's shown that, hey, I'm a small guy, but I can still play.
Yeah. He's been
like,
doubted his whole life. He's been doubted his whole life.
Stop. I grew up from nothing.
He grew up in a great family, went to the number one high school in America, was the number one quarterback, went to the number one team, and now he's going to be the number one overall pick. The man has been doubted. Chip on his shoulder is large. It's like Josh Rosen when he was like, yeah, I got a huge chip on my shoulder.
No. The difference between Josh Rosen and Bryce Young is the fact that Bryce Young's not going to be embarrassed 4 years into the league.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know if he lasted 4 years, but
I don't think he did either. I think Bryce Young's going to be good, but my question mark would be, can he stay healthy? And if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a franchise quarterback. But it is what it is. I mean, that's his kind of the only concern. People are concerned about him not throwing and doing anything other than interviews at the combine. But what does he have to lose? He's going to throw in real life, and he's already going to throw his pro day. But he throws at the combine and shows everyone what he's been doing for 3-4 years. And
yeah, everybody already knows he can throw.
Everyone knows his measurements now. Everyone knows that he's probably like a 4.7 guy. So, I mean, he's not blazing speed. Like, there's nothing.
You say 4.7?
Yeah, he's athletic.
I mean,
I don't think he's getting 4.6s. He's not that athletic, but 4.7 like Pat Mahomes or Justin Herbert kind of athletic, where he can get out of the pocket. I think that's solid.
I agree. I mean, I don't know. I think the whole the height thing. It's not as big as a factor as it once was.
No, it's not. You got Russell Wilson and Kyler and stuff, but they are more stout. They are more stout than Bryson. Yeah. So,
but that's the other thing too. Is it's just like in the NBA. Whenever you have a player that comes into the league, they beef them up. You know, in college, they don't have the opportunity to literally focus on just that. One aspect of your build, and then just go full throttle with it.
I don't know if you want to beef him up. To
be
honest, I don't know if you want to beef him up because one of his abilities.
I mean,
to get out,
I'm beefing him up a little bit. I'm definitely beefing him up a little bit. I'm getting them chicken legs with a little bit of meat on there.
Gonna start hitting nothing but leg day. We can get that on that Jalen Hurts. That Jalen Hurts.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then another obviously. So Bryce Young's height's concerned. We talked about our top 5 the last time. We both had Bryce Young 1, and then our number 2s kind of flip-flopped. You had CJ, I had AR. AR is in the news. He's always in the news. Right now, he's the quarterback of the talk. If you have an AR-15 autographed card, it is going for literally no less than $80 right now, even if it's not a one out of whatever, numbered card, whatever. So
I got to check on that, by the way. I was bidding.
Were you? Yeah, so AR, we've talked about it. He does a lot of heel clicking. He does his footwork is just atrocious. He's got when his footwork is good, he's solid. He looks like one of the top, if not the top quarterback in the draft as far as passing. He's a pure passer, whether people want to admit that or not. He has a pure passing throwing motion, like Pat McAfee on the Pat McAfee show. Daniel Jeremiah compared it to Jared Goff, not his talent, but his throwing motion, where it's just a pure good throwing motion.
Hold on, I'm the biggest Jared Goff hater, not the biggest, but his time with the Rams was just a lackluster. But if we're going to talk about Jared Goff, we need to put some respect on his name, because you need to go back and look at that man's stats. I think he had a better statistical season than Josh Allen did this past season.
Yeah, and Josh Rosen. So, yeah, no, he did. Jared, here's how I gotta go. Jared Goff had a stellar season, but Pat McAfee was like, "Oh, I don't want that." But then he was like, "No, he's talking about throwing motion." The reason why I bring this up, someone put under the post I saw on Twitter, and it was like a former Jets scout, and I sent you the link, and it said AR's problem. He's got a 5th round grade on him. So I was like intrigued. I was like, "Why are you saying that?" Click on it, and he said he's not that good of a runner, and that he's not. He's like, he's no Lamar Jackson or Justin Fields. He's not that good at running the football, and it's like he's 6'4". He's gonna run a 4.4.
No.
Huh?
Doesn't make much sense.
There's a reason why he's a former scout.
That's
everyone.
Yeah, former. Yep. That's why there's former next to his name now.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. That's just straight up hating on somebody and you wanting somebody else to be the top guy. I don't know why.
It's just
I think he's just clout chasing, man.
Yeah,
that's
he's just trying to get.
That's
that
what it has to be.
Has to be. And then speaking of the clout chasers, we got that one dude off TikTok that I was showing you. I can't remember his name.
Your favorite guy.
Yeah, I need to reblock him, dude. Because
every time I block him again.
Every time I see his video, ever since I unblocked him to send the video to you, and then to show my dad or whatever, like he's on my For You page, and I hate it, dude. Like I don't even open TikTok anymore because of it. And he actually just watched a video with him going at it with Theo from the Stay Hot Pod, and he named his top 6 quarterbacks in the draft. And I was talking to you before we got on live here. He had Bryce Young at 6, C.J. Stroud at 5, Tanner McKee at 4, O'Connell from Purdue at 3, and then 2 other dudes.
O'Connell is wild at 3.
Yeah, at 1 and 2. And these are guys that are probably going to go 3rd, 4th, 5th round. And I'm not saying they're not good. Obviously, I mean they're talented, but at this point, the dude, and I read in the comments, he goes, "I'm not trying to be different." Someone said, "You're just trying to be different at this point."
That's about as different as you can possibly get.
Yeah, and
you have to put effort into that.
Yeah, someone said, "I kind of see what kind of angle you're taking now when creating these quarterbacks."
Yeah, there's a trend.
Yeah,
there's a certain trend that he takes when looking at which QB to take.
Yeah. And,
I'm not gonna say it on the show, but there's a certain trend that he's taking.
Yeah, it's and I don't want to label him that. I don't know him personally, but yeah, no, it's just no. Okay,
I will. I'll take
Taylor take the heat, but
I'll take the heat.
Yeah, but that's just and he responded to that person saying that he's just trying to be different. He's like, it's better than just agreeing and whatnot, and not watching film, just agreeing with the masses, and then when I get it wrong, well, everyone said that. But like, it's to the point where like you're just like, this is how it is. He's trying to hope that those quarterbacks hit better than the top 5 that other people are having, just so that if they do hit, he can be like, I know more than the scouts. I know more.
Oh yeah. So basically what he's doing is he's so to figure out who's the best quarterback in a draft, that's almost impossible. You know, say like this guy is going to be that one standalone guy, going to change the franchise, going to be the guy that lead him to the Super Bowl. It's pretty hard to say that's the guy. And so what he's trying to do is he's like, I'm going to go with the oddball guy and say like he's going to be the one that changes the franchise, moves the franchise where it needs to move.
Yeah.
So he's just throwing like a handful of rocks and then just hoping that one of them land into the little hole out in the field. And then when it does, if it does, he could be like, well, look who was right.
Yeah.
Look who's pretty good at throwing rocks in the hole.
You want to know what's even crazier? Whatever you want to say about the quarterbacks, he also made a top running back list, and guess who was at number 3? And
Bijan
Robinson.
Hold on.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson at 3.
I have not seen I did not see his list for running backs, and Bijan at 3 is ridiculous.
He said he doesn't have good balance, which is his number.
That's like his number one attribute.
Number one attribute.
His yards after is insane. The dude's an absolute stout of a human being, and to say that he picked
like 2 or 3 games where Bijan had like 70 yards. He was like, well, when he's playing real competition, Bijan only put up like 70 yards and yada yada yada. When he went against Alabama, he had like 60 something yards.
No,
stop it. It's Alabama's defensive line versus Texas's offensive line. Of course, it's going to be somewhat of a what if he's generational? He should make the difference. There's nothing you can do when you got 5 guys in your face as a running back and you're already 5 yards back in the backfield. Like you can only do so much. So he's just trying to be different.
That is so absurd.
He's just like I got to reblock him. But AR
Robinson's number 1 in my book.
Yeah, to me it's Robinson then Gibbs. After that, you can kind of fill in. I might have like Tajee Spears from Tulane at 3. Either that or Zach Evans. I'm higher on Zach Evans than a lot of scouts, and I will say that. You know me, we've talked about Zach Evans. Yes, he kind of Quentin Junkins, the true freshman when he was at Ole Miss, kind of took over Zach Evans' primary role. But that's because Junkins is the beast. Like, he's going to be a first-round running back, when his time comes. But Zach Evans is going to be a nice piece to wherever he goes. But to go back to AR, the combine's coming up. What do you think he's going to run in the 40? What are you thinking?
Who?
AR-15.
I mean, I'm going along with your best friend. I'd say a 5'8". I'm talking one of the worst 40s
5'8"
in the history.
Not athletic. Yeah.
0.
I think he's going to measure in at 5'5", 120.
I would, if I had to put money on it, I would say like a 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
He's quick.
Yeah. Now, we're going to do a mock draft, guys, this episode. I'm going to pull it up and everything like that. We'll be good to go. And I'm going to let Taylor do the first pick. But do you think that after the combine, after the interviews, because he's not a dumb quarterback, so I don't think he's going to mess up on the interviews. You think he is the first quarterback taken? If there is a potential trade to the first pick? Seahawks are talking about it. Pete Carroll said, I'm not objecting to go top 10. Trade top 10.
So I've been hearing some rumors that the wheels are spinning, and that so the Bears are trading their top pick, their number 1 pick. And it's potentially going to go to the Colts. I don't know if I'm lagging, but it's lagging on my end. If
You're
I
lagging.
am,
Yeah, you are. So catch
all
up.
right,
Real quick.
I'm going to give it a second.
Yeah.
Anybody watching, I'm going to be getting a PC in April, so all these issues will be done. So I apologize for everybody. All right, so I think I'm good now.
Yeah, you sound better now.
All right, you're on my end, but whatever, we'll go with it. Anyways, there's rumors swirling that the Bears are going to trade with the Colts, and the Colts will get the number 1 draft pick. And if the Colts get the number 1 draft pick, I have them drafting Anthony Richardson because he is the best fit for that team.
I agree.
So if that happens, I could see him being the first quarterback taken and the first player taken.
I don't think they need to trade up to get AR. I think that because let's look at the top. Colts are at 4. Bears, even if they trade it, no one, unless the Seahawks give them an arm and a leg, they're not going to get that pick. If they stay put, they're not going quarterback. Then you got Houston, who probably go Bryce Young. At 3, you got the Cardinals, who don't need a quarterback. And then you got 4, you have the Colts, who could have a pick of C.J. Stroud or Anthony Richardson or Will Levis or O'Connell from Purdue, apparently. So, I mean, they have their pick. They don't need to move back because what it's going to take to move up to that number 1 spot is their first, pick number 4 and their second. And to me, that's just way too much draft capital to give up for that pick. To move up 3 spots to try to get AR-15.
I agree.
But I do think that he's going to the Colts.
I agree because in the top 4, you're going to have your pick potentially of C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis. Those are going. You're going to get one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you're going to get one of those. In my opinion, the best fit for Anthony Richardson out of the top 4 right now would be the Colts.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he would absolutely be a complete game changer. But it's hard to know who Chicago is going to trade with. I just don't know where they're going to go for trade. So I don't know who to put at number 1 because I don't know who they're going to trade with.
Yeah, no, I agree there. And even if they are going to trade, because now,
I mean, if they stick with the number 1, I've got them taking Will Anderson.
I've got them taking Jalen Carter. Well, I had them taking Jalen Carter until today's incident where he has a misdemeanor charge for racing. I think that might cause him to slide to, pick number 2. So instead of number 1. No, but
I think it was more than a misdemeanor, wasn't it?
No, so it's a misdemeanor for racing. It was during when his former teammate and the staff member after the championship, they died. Apparently they were street racing, and that's what caused the accident that caused them to die. But because they were also willing participants in the race, and they weren't. It wasn't like he was trying to intentionally kill anybody. He was just a dumb college kid who was trying to drive fast. No one was under the influence. There was no drugs, no alcohol. It was just whatever. And unfortunately, it cost someone their life, a friend of his, and I think that it's going to get thrown out. If he takes it, he's going to a day in jail. I don't think it speaks to his character. I mean, Anthony Richardson's a high character kid, and he got he went 110 and a 55, and they're just dumb.
Yeah. But as an NFL GM, when looking at stuff like this, it's going to weigh in heavily. It'll probably affect his stock in the draft highly. And I say highly because Henry Ruggs is another example you could pull up of great character. Coming into the draft, great character.
Did something stupid.
Now he's facing potential, 20 plus years in prison. And pretty much you can pull every single pick from the Raiders from the past 4 years and use them as an example here and say, hey, they look like great characters and then they did something bad. So I think this is going to affect him heavily. I hope not, because he's young. A lot of kids street race. A lot of kids, want to drive fast. Especially when you're with your friends, you're like, hey, let's see who can go faster. And unfortunately, one of his friends and teammates and a staffer died, and hopefully it doesn't affect his draft stock, but I believe it will, unfortunately.
Yeah. I bet you would take him at pick 34, Ryan. Yeah, I think he'll probably go to the 10-15 range. Maybe the Philly takes him, pairs him with his teammate Jordan Davis. They're losing Javon Hargrave. Could see it. I think Philly needs a corner more than they need D lineman, but knowing Howard Roseman, if he falls to 10, he might be taking that because, I mean, he's a generational defensive tackle, and for him to slide all the way down like that, it's like handing Aaron Donald, like if Aaron Donald was in the draft and he's like, hey, Aaron Donald likes to choke people, so then he falls to 10, and you're like, should we take him? Of course you're going to take him. I mean, yeah, so I mean, of course you're going to take him. Will he slide like he could slide. It just you don't like the timing of it, right? You don't like what happened, but you don't like the timing of it, especially right before the combine,
the timing's
right before the draft.
worst.
Yeah, timing's the worst part about it. For sure. Now, we've been predicting the schedules of college teams and stuff like that, guys. So we're gonna do the Florida Gators. We talked about Anthony Richardson and the Florida team, what he had. He didn't have much. I'm gonna pull up the schedule here, and then we're gonna. I don't know what you want to do after that. You want to do a mock draft, or do you want to talk about something else? Whatever you want to talk about. Well, I guess we'll go from there.
We'll do Gators and the mock drafts, and
then kind of talk.
Nothing else has really popped up lately, so
yeah. They're in 23 schedule. All right. Is this it? Yeah. All right. So the first game, Taylor, Florida is going against Utah at Utah. Who you got? Cam Rising may not be there for that game.
If he is,
taking Utah, yeah.
I've got Utah. But if he's not going to be at the game, I'll take Florida because Utah's not a team to
no, definitely not
to joke around with, man.
No, I agree. I'm taking Florida. I think Florida's going undefeated this season. I'm just kidding. I'm going to take Florida as well. If with Cam coming off an injury, even if he does play, they lost Dalton Kincaid, a tight end who potentially go in the first round. One of their running backs transfer that was a starter. So yeah, I'm going to take Florida on that. And then week number 2, they got McNeese State.
I'm going to go with the Gator on that one.
The what? The internet?
Gators.
Oh, Gators. All right, so 2-0. This is where they face their first real opponent. The Gators have the 6th ranked hardest schedule this upcoming season, guys, so they don't shy away. Billy Napier, when he's picking his schedule, does not shy away from tough teams. Tennessee with Joe Milton.
You were lagging on my end.
Are we good?
We're good when you said we're good. My internet's good, but I don't know if it's yours. Or if it's Zoom or what.
Might just be Zoom. So Tennessee with Joe Milton, who you got? Week 3.
Tennessee.
All right. I think I like that. I could see maybe it just all depends on Graham Mertz, obviously new quarterback, Wisconsin. See how he pans out. But I can see Tennessee taking that. So they are currently sitting at 2-1. Then they play Charlotte, the 49ers.
That's Florida taking that one all day.
Yeah. Charlotte was ranked the worst team in all of football last year. I don't see them getting much better. So I agree. Then they got Kentucky without Will Levis, without any talent. To me, I'm taking Florida here.
I'm taking Florida. Yeah.
They don't.
Even
Kentucky
with Will Levis,
nobody.
I would have taken.
Yeah. Kentucky has literally nobody at this point. Vanderbilt got their fair. They beat the Florida Gators last season. They beat them again this year.
No, I think the Florida Gators are going to beat Vanderbilt. I don't think Vanderbilt's got it in them.
All right. Then we got South Carolina with Spencer Rattler.
I got South Carolina.
Yeah.
If they continue on with what they did at the end of the season, South Carolina is going to be a threat.
Yeah. All right. I agree there. Then they got Georgia right after that. So I think they're going 0-2 on the losses there. Yeah. Now, unless they can't get the quarterback situation at Georgia situated, but they showed last year with Stetson Bennett, you don't need to be super talented.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw one of us in there.
Then Arkansas, I think Florida wins Arkansas against Arkansas. I think Arkansas is a good program, but
I got them winning that one.
Then LSU, I think Florida takes the L here.
I think Florida will beat LSU.
All right, so you think Florida will beat LSU. Then we got Missouri.
Florida.
And then we got Florida State.
That's a tough one because they started to pick it up at the end of the season.
I think Florida State's my pick for ACC championship winner. Probably ranked top 10.
They're going to be tough, so I'm going to say Florida takes an L.
All right, I agree there. So we got them going. Was it 2-1 there, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2? Wait, I just add a loss. 1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1.
That's how bad the season's going to be.
5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 6-3, 6-4, 7-4, and 7-5. So basically, what we had them going, or what they got last year, the same. Which I could see them going 8-4 too. I think one of those tougher games might be a split. I think 8-4 is a solid. Also, I think some of those games can go either way. I think there's some gimmies, but I agree. It all just depends on Graham Mertz. They did just lose their defensive coordinator to the league. They lost their tight end coach to the league. They lost their wide receiver coach to the league. And Armstrong, coming over from Alabama, is the youngest DC quarterback or defensive quarterback in history. He's 29. He's only a year older than us. Making millions. So, but Saban was upset that he left.
Had to throw that out there.
Yeah. Hey, Saban was upset that he left. Saban wanted him. He was his next protege to be DC. So, who knows? We'll see.
Dude wanted that money now. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Man. So we talking about Wentz. Someone said.
Hopefully, it's a better season.
I think it will. I think it'll be better than last season, but I think Mertz is a more accurate quarterback at this stage in his career than Anthony Richardson. So I don't think I think it's only going to help. They got young bucks, wide receiver coming in, Andy Jean, Aiden Mizell. They got Eugene Wilson, who is legit, and then of course they got returners Xavier Henderson and Ricky Pearsall, who everyone who said they watched AR-15 tape for this draft wishes the Ricky Pearsall would have came out because he's basically a second round lock, elite receiver, slot receiver. So I think they have some pieces. The defense is going to be better. Secondary will be better. So yeah, I think this will be a better season for the Gators. But I don't think anything's really going to turn around for Florida until about year 4 of Billy Napier's tenure, when DJ Lagway is a sophomore. Their 5-star quarterback coming in the 24 class. Someone said that Wentz got cut. Let's talk about it. Where's he go?
We could talk about it.
What's he go? Is it end of the year?
Nowhere.
In the line? No one's picking him up?
I don't think he goes anywhere to become a starter. I think, if anything, he will be somebody's backup.
Definitely be a backup.
He's just, unfortunately, his time's up.
He's washed.
His time's up.
His time went and gone.
Went and gone. Yeah, unfortunately I gotta say his time's up. A good fit for him would probably be the Raiders, if the Raiders don't take somebody in the draft. Yeah. Or take like an A-Rod or somebody like that. I think the Raiders would be a pretty good fit because, he's Devonta Adams. You can't mess that up unless you're Derek Carr. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think he's going to be a backup somewhere, though.
I think that he could find his way to Frank Reich in Carolina. If the Carolina Panthers, they've been linked to Anthony Richardson, and everyone's saying Anthony needs 1 year to develop. Right. Could you get AR-15 for Carson Wentz for a year? Let AR-15 develop and then give him the keys after that. So
I could see that happening. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. What
Reich
does
loves.
football mean? I'm gonna let you go ahead and answer that while I try and figure out what this shadow or whatever this thing is. I think it's like a hair or something. But there's nothing up here. I don't know.
Football
I'm
is
confused.
a sport where 11 men on offense and 11 men on defense play each other. They hit each other, and they try to score
tight pants.
with tight pants and try to score touchdowns or keep the other team from scoring touchdowns. And there's also 11 players on special teams, so 22 total people on the field at all times.
Yeah, I'm just going to do this. You guys are going to get blurred out there for a minute. There we go.
You good?
Fixed it. Figured it out.
Fixed it. Yep. It was all that hair. You got hair on your what was
I've got a husky. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a piece of hair that was stuck on the I don't know what you call this, the blocker or whatever. It was caught on there. Gotcha. But yeah, having a husky is it's just, you got to accept it. Hair. Yeah. Everywhere. All the time.
Well, they kind of take that out to replay off that the husky and the shedding. There's been some talks that the Rams might be shedding some weight for some cap here, shedding Jalen Ramsey, shipping him off. Hurts. I know he's a Rams fan. I know as a Rams fan, you're gonna cry about that. He's getting up there in age. If he does get traded, what are some? He's like 29.
He's like our age.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Wait, hold on. We're old. We're old in football years.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Fair enough. He's like 28, 29, pushing 30. What team could you see him potentially traded to, or a good fit?
To a team we don't play this upcoming season.
That's what you hope. Some people are saying
that's what I'm hoping.
He goes back to Jags, but I think that relationship with the Jags is kind of broken.
It's done.
So I think he goes to Philly, and then
I bet you do.
Yeah, and then the Eagles trade for Patrick Mahomes, and then
I bet you do.
Yeah. We trade for Patrick Mahomes.
Get out of here.
We get Saquon.
The booth is now split. It's going to be the booth and then the. All right, two separate channels now.
The booth. Yeah, no, I think he's going to. Lions are a nice fit to me. Lions are a nice fit.
Yeah. Okay.
Solid offense. Just need that defense.
Didn't even think about the worst defense in the entire league last season.
Yeah.
With one of the best offenses. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah. Good thinking there. Look at you.
Look at that. Put my thinking cap on.
Yeah, I would absolutely hate that for Jared Goff to get Jalen Ramsey.
I think Jalen Ramsey would absolutely hate to see Jared Goff's face again. But
hey, he played a lot better than Matthew Stafford did. Played more games than Matthew Stafford did.
I think that change of scenery for Jared Goff was incredible. He played great last year. He played great. He's the top 5 quarterback of all time now. So
listen,
jokes.
I'm giving him his props and everything. I'm giving him props. But I don't know if it was so much the change of scenery is what he needed. But whenever you go somewhere where the bar is right here, and you can't go any lower than here, you're gonna look really good and you're gonna do good. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened. The bar was here, so he's up here. When it was with the Rams, the bar was up here. He was number one draft pick. Came in, all that pressure and everything. So once that bar got dropped, then it was like, oh, dude, I don't have, the GM's like, hey, we took you at number 1, man. Yeah. We need a Super Bowl win from you.
He led the Rams to the Super Bowl, didn't he?
Our defense did.
Yeah, yes. But he was the quarterback. It's kind of like.
Yeah, he was a quarterback, but that was straight up defense, 100% all the way. The only game I actually enjoyed watching Jared Goff play in was against the Kansas City Chiefs on that Monday night game.
Yeah.
When it was 56-53, That was that's the Jared Goff that we needed every game. We probably would have had like
Don't
2
you
or 3
hate that?
rings if that's how we played.
Don't you hate when you have a player and you have so much expectations for them and they suck when they're on your team and then they go somewhere else and then lights out?
Yes.
We had Jordan
It's the
Poyer.
worst.
The Eagles had Jordan Poyer, his rookie. We drafted him, one of the top safeties, and we cut him. He goes to the Bills, and it's like, all right, cool. That's how it plays out. The Eagles have Raheem Morissette, the running back.
This is my thing, though. You know, I don't know how long you guys had any of these players, and then when they left, they started, progressing and actually producing. But I'm a huge advocate for giving people time.
Yeah.
Like Jalen Hurts, I was a huge advocate. Like everybody, and I'm not gonna throw you under the bus, but everybody was saying like, "Hey,
no, I man up." I say he did, but he did suck last year. He did.
Yeah, he did. Everybody was like, "He's not it." We got to move on from him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He's not the guy. He's gonna ride the bench, or we need to trade him eventually. I was like, you guys don't understand. The dude's work ethic at OU was insane. The moment we lose a game, right after the game, he's in the weight room. He's in the film room. He's studying. He's trying to get better.
Yeah.
And now being at an NFL level, getting those reps and taking those losses, that's different.
He takes it on the chin.
Time. That's like the.
He takes everything on the chin.
This is like where the greats become great, and somebody that goes to the weight room after a loss, that's somebody that's going to turn around and become a good player. And that's exactly what Jalen Hurts did. But everybody wanted to write him off because he had one bad season. He didn't even fully start that season. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's garbage. Yeah. Throw him away."
No, he did. He started the entire season.
Yeah,
he's 3 years in.
You guys got to give these players time to develop and become who you think they're going to be and who you want them to be before you say, all right, you're done. Unless they show like true traits, like this is it. Like Zach Wilson, that is it. He's done.
Paxton Lynch should be in the NFL, starting quarterback for the Cowboys. Stamping it.
So he can get benched. So he can start a game when Dak gets hurt and still somehow get benched?
Yes. Him and Brock Osweiler, who got like $70 million from the Texans. Some of them.
$90 million.
$90 million. The biggest highway robbery I've ever seen.
No, the biggest highway robbery right now is Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Unless they win a Super Bowl, that is highway robbery.
Yeah. No, I agree.
100%.
They really need to massage that contract out throughout the 5 years.
I think so. There was, I can't remember who brought it up, but somebody said that the only reason the Browns gave Watson so much money was so that the Ravens had to give Lamar money, and all these other teams that they consider their rivals had they had to set it so high that they ran out of money and could only pay their quarterback, or they can't pay their quarterback and then they go somewhere else. So that's what a lot of people are saying, and that's why they paid him so much money. I think it's bullcrap. I think everybody was thinking that Deshaun Watson was like, a top 5 quarterback in the upcoming future. But then he didn't play a year. So I don't know what exactly happened. I don't know if he has dirt on somebody over there in the Browns organization, but
Lamar Jackson top 5?
Right now, no.
I agree. He hasn't been healthy the past 2 or 3 years, which is people's main concern. And so that's why, he's demanding this big-time money, and he's going to get it from quarterback-needy team.
But my thing is with Lamar is name his weapons.
Oh, like on the
there
Ravens?
You go.
On the Ravens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know.
He's got none.
He
has somebody, but he's got none. I mean, you throw him on the Jets and you pay him the money he needs you pay him the money he wants. He goes to the Jets with all those young elite players. Because, you've got 2 players on the Jets, rookies that just won Rookie of the Year in their respective positions, defensive and offensive. So you put Lamar Jackson on there, and he's able to stay in the pocket a little more, develop. I mean, he's got to develop his passing game a little bit better because
he can throw, but he's not consistent with it.
yeah, it's just not there. So if he's able to focus on, hey, I can stay in the pocket for a little bit longer because I've got some receivers and I've got some running backs that can actually run the ball, and I've got a good offensive line and a pretty good defense, I'm solid.
Yeah.
So, bless you if you're sneezing or taking a hit of Coke. I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm joining the Miami Dolphins coaching staff, so we do cocaine here. No, that's my allergies kicking my tail right now. But no, and I agree. I think Lamar to the Jets that's phenomenal. That it would be in heaven for Lamar. He would have.
Oh yeah.
He would have Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, C.J. Uzma at tight end, Breece Hall. They have a decent offensive line. He's mobile enough to where they don't have to be great.
Yeah.
I think the Jets are playoff contenders at that point. I don't know about Super Bowl because Lamar doesn't really show up in the playoffs. That's his issue.
2 years
does
in,
not show up in the playoffs.
But that's the thing. If Lamar had all these weapons with him, he wouldn't have to take on as much of the pressure and as much of the responsibility in those games, and he'd actually be able to utilize his weapons a little more. It wouldn't be all solely on Lamar, because for the past 2-3 years, it's been Lamar Jackson.
Well, so speaking of the Jets are tied to I keep saying I say AR, and I think Anthony Richardson at this point in the year because of the combine. But Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Lamar Jackson. Who do you think the Jets should take?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar. I'm going Aaron Rodgers there.
Nah, you got to look. So every single year for the past 3 years, Aaron Rodgers has been contemplating retirement. It's a question that's always in there. Is this your final season?
Yeah.
So that automatically, for me, right there, I don't want a quarterback who might be retiring after this season.
Yeah.
Okay, so automatically taking Aaron Rodgers out.
So Derek Carr
has been has been unproven as the Raiders starter for his entire career. He has not been able to make anything work. I understand.
He's been consistently consistently average.
Yeah, and I can understand he hasn't been given the keys to a kingdom. I can understand
he
that.
Did this year, though. He did. I mean, he had Devontae Adams, he had Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs.
But you got to remember the injuries. Darren Waller was out for minimum of 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Minimum. So there were injuries there. So it's not all on Derek Carr, but he has had opportunities that he did not capitalize on. So if I'm going to take a quarterback to pair with a young team that's already showing signs of playoff potential, I'm taking the younger quarterback who's mobile, who can pass, and who can probably rally these kids that are closer to his age than the other two quarterbacks that you just mentioned. That's my reasoning for taking Lamar. Aaron Rodgers, I would be afraid to take him. Mm-hmm. Because I would be afraid this is it. He plays, he's done, he's out. He's never playing again. I also think he is staying with the Packers if the Packers
want him back. They have to make a decision because they got Jordan Love. At this point, it's either Jordan Love or AR, and you got to either cut one of them loose. At that point.
Yeah. But we cannot forget that Aaron Rodgers won back-to-back MVPs.
Yeah.
Just last season, he won an MVP. So we cannot sit here and say that Aaron Rodgers is not a solid quarterback or capable of doing, stuff to bring the Packers to the playoffs or anything like that. I don't like his attitude. I don't like the fact that he won't take a pay cut. But I don't think it's Jordan Love's time yet, unfortunately.
When is his time?
I think he's getting traded. This is it. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is the guy. Man. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is the guy. He's the franchise quarterback of the Packers until he retires. He's not going anywhere else. If they're like, hey, we're done with you, I think Aaron Rodgers is saying, hey, I'm done with the game of football. I wanted to be a Packer until I retire. You don't want me. I'm done. I'm out. I don't want a new scenery. I don't want to have to, learn a whole new playbook. I don't want
Yeah.
to have to go out here, learn all these new names, these new teammates, all this other stuff. So I think Jordan Love will be finding a new home, hopefully, because that man is talented and he deserves a starting job
Yeah.
somewhere. Because whenever you see him play, his
looks good.
decision making
He
is
looks
on
good.
point. His spiral is one of the cleanest spirals I've seen,
Yeah.
and he looks confident in the pocket.
You know who I would like to see Jordan Love go to? 49ers. I think he's a more accurate
Hold on, say that again.
49ers, Jordan Love.
What'd you say? Oh, 49ers. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think that he is what people think Trey Lance wants to be. I don't think Trey Lance is that good. And I think Jordan Love is mobile enough, just like Trey Lance, but he has about the same arm, but he's more accurate and he's just a better quarterback. I don't see it in Trey Lance.
I don't either.
So I think that, hey, and if Jordan Love doesn't do well, they still have Brock Purdy and Trey Lance to back up on. So
no, I think I don't know. The 49ers quarterback situation is, I think, should be one of the most focused on topics this upcoming season and the season after, because you have Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy does have an issue that needs surgical repair.
Yeah.
There was reports that you said that he's waiting until mid-season to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's trying to get like a second look or just do rehab.
He won't be back next season. He's gonna have to take a year off.
So I don't know if the 49ers should take a chance on another quarterback whenever they have somebody like Brock Purdy who showed that when healthy.
Yeah, but the NFL is a what have you
ball
done
out
now. And year 3.
Yeah, and that's what I hate about the NFL is, what have you done for me? You haven't proven anything. Well, he took you to the playoffs.
Yeah,
he was your third string quarterback that you took in the last round of the NFL draft. You threw him into the Wolves. Last pick. Threw him into the Wolves, and that dude carried that team like a seasoned vet into the playoffs. Unfortunately, got hurt. Bless you, and bless you again for the future, because it's coming in threes. Not coming to threes. Okay. But if the 49ers don't give Brock Purdy his shot once he comes back and he's healthy, gets, surgery and he's repaired and all this other stuff, he's going to find a home somewhere else and he's going to be an all-star quarterback. He is that guy, I believe, personally. Bless you again, by the way.
Thank you. Sorry. Guys, again, watching at home, allergies are kicking my tail. They were fine until I had to chase my dog and I was outside for longer than I needed to be for allergies. So
my man's allergic to air.
Yeah. Pollen, not air. Allergic to everything. But,
walks outside.
Yeah.
Man, dude, I got into the truck today. I opened up the door and it was just a cloud of pollen. It's terrible right now.
I can smell it, and it's so raunch because, dude, it's it's plant semen. You're just smelling it, so it's already gross. But and then like I said, I went outside.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
I went outside. And I was
that is
fine.
what it is, but
I went outside and I was
way.
fine. And then took my medication. Fine. Got Princess back in, one of my dogs, and then Smudge was running on the yard, and I'm like, I'm fine. I was like, I can start feeling it creep up. I'm like, get inside. It's like a nuclear bomb is about to go off. I'm like, get in. I had to chase him around, and it was too late at that point. It's too late. Like now I'm just dying over here, like legit.
Man's out here getting impregnated by trees.
Call me the Lorax. Yeah.
Okay.
Call me the Lorax.
All right, let's get into this mock draft.
All right, let's get into it, guys. You guys will still be able to hear us, but we're gonna obviously be pulling it up for the show on here. Just pull it over here.
This tree semen's screwing up.
Let's see, image. We'll just kind of do that, and we'll just go with that. All right, so we'll do PFF mock. Pull it up. I should have pulled it up prior, but all right, Taylor. I'm gonna let you do the odds. I'll do even. Do you want, before we start this, because I have to edit draft order, do you think the Bears trade with any team? If so, what team, so I can put them number one?
They're definitely going to trade. It's just who they're going to trade with. That's the.
Oh, we can do it no trades. We
I've
can
been
do this
hearing-
in no trade draft. We can do this in no trade mock.
I've been hearing the Colts I've been hearing the Colts left and right, so we can do the Colts.
All right, so I'm moving the Colts number one, the Bears to 4. Let me edit draft order. How do you do this? I do this on my phone. This shit. Okay, let me see. Drag. Oh, there it goes. Wait, no. Pick all. Okay. Why isn't that let me edit it? What? All right, we'll just do no edits. I don't know how to do this, dude. All right.
That's fine.
All right. I still think the Colts are going to get who they want. Round 1, regular speed. All right, Chicago's on the clock. Starting now, who you got? Wait, what? I said all. Okay, hold on. What is going on? We're going to get this going somehow. Who am I picking? Every team. Speed? Let's, I guess, slow this down. I don't know. All right.
I'm throwing away all of our first-round picks for the next 50 years.
Yeah, all right. Start. Bears are on the clock. Who are you picking? Why does it say the Texans are on the clock? No, the Bears. All right, Chicago Bears on the clock. Who you got?
Are you sure we're on the clock?
Yeah, you're on the clock.
All right. Will Anderson.
Will Anderson. All right. Ironically, that's who that the AI had them taking. Then I have Bryce Young to the Texans. I think they need a quarterback, and that's a good fit. Top quarterback in the draft. Can't go wrong. Cardinals up. Who you got? Are they going Jalen Carter after the incident, or are they moving on?
I don't know who they would move on to. That's the thing.
They could go Tyree
If
Wilson,
they move
but
on, if they move on, I would probably say Miles Murphy. If they moved on,
Miles
but
Murphy.
I'm gonna stick with Jalen Carter just because I'm hoping that it doesn't affect him.
All right. Colts are on the clock. I think they have C.J. Stroud. They have Will Levis, but I think they're enamored by Anthony Richardson. I think this is where AR goes. Seahawks are on the clock, and I don't know if you want to put it on your phone so you can see all the. I don't know if you have it on your phone, but makes it easier for you.
Yeah, but look.
If you want, I can wait. Makes life a little easier when you can actually see the prospects. You're not just trying to go through the memory bank.
All right. I got it pulled up. It's small, but I got it pulled up. All right. Who's up?
Seahawks, pick number 5.
Seahawks, pick number 5. They need defense, so...
Because they could go quarterback. They could
going-
go quarterback. C.J. Stroud's sitting there. Geno, maybe. Geno's...
Yeah, but I think they're solid. I think they're set with Geno, and they still got Brock. Not Brock. Yeah, what's his face? Drew Lock. There you go. They could go quarterback. I don't know. They do need a franchise quarterback in the future. They need somebody that's going to be able to learn. So I'll take C.J. Stroud to the Seahawks.
All right. Stroud is gone. The Lions are on the board. I think they need a corner. I'm going with Devin Witherspoon, best cornerback in the draft, in my opinion. Makes sense to me. If they don't get Jalen Ramsey. Raiders are on the clock. They need a quarterback, offense lineman, DB. Who they got? Will Levis is still sitting there. It's pretty much the only quarterback we're taking within that top 10.
I think they also need weapons.
They do.
I'm going between Quentin Johnson and I'm going Will Levis.
Yeah, I like that. I think he's a Raider quarterback, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The Falcons on the clock. They need a quarterback. I don't think they're going quarterback. Don't think they're going wide receiver. I think they go edge here. I think they take Tyree Wilson. The man is an absolute freak out of Texas Tech. Watched some of his film earlier actually today, and that man is a monster. He's going to be solid. I think they go and take Tyree. I think he stays in that red. Then we have pick number 9. All the quarterbacks are off the board at this point outside of Tanner McKee that are worth a first-round pick in our opinions. Carolina Panthers, who they got?
Well, Levis would have been a good one, but he's gone. Yeah. Carolina Panthers. That is tough. Mm-hmm. Trying to look at your board here to see who's on there. If it would show me the freaking thing. Sorry.
There you go. We got, so the top right now, it says they need a quarterback, running back, tight end, edge defender. My highest rated edge defender outside Terry Wilkins is Lucas Van Ness of Iowa. He's an absolute unit. Man's like 6'6" with abs. After that, they got Christian Gonzalez, Brian Branch, Quentin Johnson, Paris Johnson at tackle.
And this is Falcons, right? Or Panthers?
It's Panthers.
Man, this would be tough to be in the war room.
It's hard, man.
I feel like they would use that to trade up.
Probably would if they want one of their quarterbacks, but at this point, there's quarterbacks are taken. So
I will give them Christian Gonzalez.
All right. Pair with J.C. Horn and C.J. Henderson. All right, Eagles are on the clock. That's my team. If Lucas Van Ness is still sitting there, I'm taking Lucas Van Ness. No brainer. With the Titans on the clock, they need a wide receiver. Quentin Johnson's still sitting there. Tackle and edge defender.
I think they need to beef up on their offensive line.
You going Paris Johnson?
Paris Johnson.
All right. Great. The Texans are on the clock. If Quentin Johnson's still sitting there, the Houston Texans need a wide receiver to pair with. Their new rookie quarterback, Bryce Young. I'm going to go Quentin Johnson. I'm going to go Quentin Johnson, but I think Zay Flowers is my wide receiver one. I'm not going to lie, but I'll go Quentin Johnson here.
Did you put Jordan Anderson anywhere or Addison anywhere?
No, he's still on the board, and the Jets are up. Okay. Jets need a tackle, quarterback, linebacker. Who are you going with? Peter Zawinski still sitting there at tackle. Broderick Jones is still sitting there. Miles Murphy.
I think Broderick Jones. I don't think they're going to take a quarterback in this draft. If they do, it'll be late.
Well, you took Broderick. I think there's going to be a run on tackles here. I think Zgorinski tackle to the Patriots makes sense. And then you have the Packers, Taylor. Wide receiver is the number one need.
The Packers need. Yeah.
You have Jackson Smith and the Jigba, Jordan Addison.
I'm doing Addison to the Packers.
All right. Washington's on the clock. They need a guard. This is where I'm going to go with my number one guard, Osiris Torrance from Florida. I think it makes sense. Then you have the Steelers on the board. They need a tackle, linebacker, and a corner. Can we see another cornerback here going here?
Jalen Carter.
He's already off the board.
Who'd he go to?
You picked him. He went to the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, didn't I? Dang it. I forgot.
You got Miles Murphy. If you're trying to go defense line, you got Miles Murphy, Brian Brissy, Kalijah, Cansey. If you're trying to go corner, Joey Porter Jr. is still sitting there. His dad played with the Steelers. They need a corner.
Sure, let's just go with him then. I don't know.
All right.
I messed myself up.
No, you're good. He said Jalen Carter with confidence. I was like, oh wait. The Lions, who they need? Who we have them taking already?
A quarterback. No, I'm kidding.
They picked a corner, so I'm not going to go corner. They need defense. I'm going to go Kalijah. Can't see. They need defensive interior. I think it's a good pick at that point. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They need quarterback, tight end, guard. Could you see maybe Kincaid, Dalton Kincaid starting going to those tight ends here? Michael Meyer, Kincaid, Could you see them going here, or are they going guard, center, defensive lineman?
I've got Dalton Kincaid going because I think they're going to stick with Kyle Trask. I think he's going to get his reps. Then maybe they'll trade for Jordan Love.
I agree. We had the Seahawks at their first pick take CJ Stroud, so they have their quarterback. They need guard, center, defensive lineman. I see Brian Bryce going here, although I like Myles Murphy more. I'm going to go Bryce, though. Chargers are your pick at 21. They need wide receiver. Zay Flowers and Jackson Smith and Jigba are still sitting there. Tackle, linebacker, and corner.
Is Quentin Johnson gone?
Yeah, he is gone. I took him with the to the Texans.
What about Jalen Hyatt?
Jalen Hyatt, he's still sitting there.
All right, I'm taking Jalen Hyatt.
Over the other two? All right.
Yep.
I got to look him up. He's so far down the list. All right.
It's hard to see who's taken and who's left on the phone, so
Gotcha.
I'm going off of the prospects list here.
All right.
And I don't think it's the same one you have.
No. The Ravens, wide receiver, so if he's still sitting there, I think Zay Flowers is the best wide receiver in this draft, so I'm taking him here. No-brainer. Then we have the Vikings. They need D lineman, linebacker, and corner. Best corner available right now is Deonte Banks. Everything else is taken.
Then we'll just go with the Banks if everything else is already taken.
They need defensive lineman, and Myles Murphy's still sitting there. So you want Banks or do you want Murphy?
I'll take Banks.
All right.
I think that's what they already projected to take anyways.
Then we have the Jaguars. They need guard, center, and DB. I think Brian Branch, number one safety out of Alabama, goes here. Be a good pick for them. The Giants are on the clock. They need wide receiver, tight end, center, and linebacker. Could Jackson Smith and Jigba fall to the Giants?
Give me the wide receivers again.
Well, the top one left is Jackson Smith and Jigba. Then you still have Bijan Robinson. They're losing Saquon. Could go there. I'm going to go Jackson Smith. All right.
Because they have no wide receivers.
Yeah, they have absolutely
at all.
They need one. Myles Murphy goes to the Cowboys, and that defense just gets better. I think this is the end of his slide. And then we have the Bills. They need guard, center, or DB.
Guard, center, or DB.
Of course, that doesn't mean that's what PFF says. Of course, that's not. It might not go that way, but
yeah.
Top DB left is Antonio Johnson from Texas A&M safety.
Okay. Antonio Johnson. They need to beef up.
They did lose Jordan Poyer, so it would make sense to go safety there. Then I got the Bengals at 28. Tackle, defense line, corner. They might be losing, or they may not sign Joe Mixon. So I think Bijan could go here. I'm just going to throw Bijan here.
You son of a motherfucker.
Although they do need an offensive lineman, so I probably should want offensive. I could show Antoine Harrison. But the Saints, could Tanner McKee fall to the Saints and need a quarterback?
I think the Saints are going to pick up Derek Carr. So they need... Is Michael Thomas? What's going on with Michael Thomas? Is he leaving?
Oh, wide receiver?
Yeah.
He's on the trade block, but that doesn't mean he's going to get traded.
What wide receivers are left?
None with the first round grade, but you had Nathaniel Dell from Houston, who's a solid wide receiver. You got Josh Downs, who could sneak into the first round from North Carolina.
Give me Josh Downs.
All right. The Eagles here. Who we take? Edge defender. Man. I'm going to go because we're losing. I'm going to go Jamar Gibbs. That's just my favorite pick at this point. And then we have the Chiefs' last pick. They got wide receiver, D-line. A lot of good defensive linemen left. Andre Carter from Army.
Give me the...
Who?
Give me the list for the D-line.
Andre Carter from Army. Nolan Smith from Georgia. Will McDonald from Iowa State. Mazzie Smith.
Is Miles Murphy on there, or did he already get taken?
Miles Murphy got picked at 26 to the Cowboys.
Okay. Give me the old battle buddy.
And Andre Carter.
Yep.
All right. So let's download image. Put this on. All right. Hopefully it downloaded. It did. All right. We'll put this on Twitter. But guys, this is our first mock draft. We have Will Anderson going 1. He is that Micah Parsons type if the Chicago Bears sit tight. Bryce Young, Jalen Carter. We think the second quarterback going off the board is Anthony Richardson, then C.J. Stroud. Will Levis being the last quarterback taken in the first round. Let us know if you disagree or agree with some of our picks, and for sure. So that'd be on Twitter. And it's our first mock draft. So there will be more mock drafts. Our next one will probably be after the combine, and kind of see who didn't do too well at the combine. Maybe someone sneaks into the first round that we didn't have in the first round originally. So be on the lookout. We'll probably do a couple combines or mock drafts for the actual draft. And then, I don't know, Taylor, do you want to go live during the draft? We can watch it live?
Yeah, we can go live during that, for sure.
All right. Let me get the Zoom pulled back up. All right. Anything else, Taylor? Anything else you want to talk about? We are at that hour mark, so, I mean, it's kind of... Now you're muted.
Sorry, I had a phone call that came in from my mom. She was out of town, thought something was going on.
You're good.
All right, what were we saying?
I said anything else you want to talk about before we end the show or anything like that, because we are at the hour mark. If we can keep talking, we can keep talking.
I've got nothing. I mean, it's been a slow week as far as news and everything. Is Combine coming up tomorrow.
Excited for that.
Give us plenty to talk about and discuss. Get ready for the next show and get some hot topics going.
Yes, sir. With that being said, guys, I'm going to remind you to make sure if you're on YouTube to hit that subscription button with the bell notification. Let you know when we're going live. Normally, we're live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Again, as always, if you're a loyal booth viewer, you know that's not always the case because, well, life happens. If you're listening to on Spotify, make sure you hit the follow button on Spotify so you can listen to us on the go. And we're also on Amazon Music and stuff like that. Not Apple Music. That's probably the only one we're not on. So make sure you follow us all there. TikTok, make sure you follow us there for our takes. You can ask us questions. We will be happy to answer to the best of our knowledge. And that's pretty much it. I think this is Taylor and Brandon in the booth signing off. Anything else? That it? All right. Taylor's acting deaf.
I'm just kidding.
No, I was about to say. Acting like his mic is muted. Anything else you want to add before we end
I've
this
got nothing.
podcast?
Love. I'm dying at the end
All
of the
right.
show.
He has nothing
Love your
left
hat.
in his lungs. Thank you. Yeah. Got a new hat. You can see the Booth logo. Got the Booth logo going on there. And if you guys want merch, hey, just go buy it from Etsy. Don't hit us up. Just kidding.
Yeah, don't hit us up.
But we might be doing merch giveaways sometime in the future. Who knows? But all right, guys, make sure you follow us. Much